Could sleeping too much actually be stealing 15 years from your life? By the end of this video, you'll discover exactly why oversleeping after 70 is more dangerous than undersleeping, and the simple sleep adjustments that could add years to your life. A groundbreaking study followed 50,000 seniors for 20 years and discovered that those who slept more than 8 hours had a shocking mortality rate that nobody saw coming. Frank, a healthy 73-year-old from Ohio, prided himself on getting 10 hours of sleep every night, thinking more rest meant better health. Within 3 years, his doctor discovered multiple health issues that seemed to appear out of nowhere. The culprit wasn't his diet or exercise, it was his oversleeping habit. Sleep factor 1. Oversleeping triggers dangerous inflammation. Why does sleeping more than 8 hours turn your immune system against you? The answer lies in how extended sleep periods disrupt your body's natural inflammatory response cycles, creating a cascade of dangerous biological that accelerate aging and disease development. Harvard Medical School research conducted over a 15-year period shows that seniors who consistently sleep more than 8 hours have 40% higher inflammatory markers in their blood, including elevated C-reactive protein and interleukin-6 levels. These inflammatory compounds don't just indicate problems, they actively damage your organs, blood vessels, and joints every single day you oversleep. Your body's circadian rhythm is designed to regulate inflammation through precise sleep-wake cycles. But when you sleep too long, this delicate balance becomes dangerously disrupted. The inflammatory cascade that occurs during oversleeping is particularly devastating for seniors because your anti-inflammatory defenses have already weakened with age, making you unable to counteract the damage. The mechanism behind sleep-induced inflammation is both complex and terrifying. When you sleep beyond 8 hours, your body continues producing inflammatory cytokines long after they should have been suppressed by your natural wake cycle. Research from the American Journal of Medicine demonstrates that these excess inflammatory compounds circulate through your bloodstream, attacking healthy tissue and organs throughout your body. Your cardiovascular system bears the brunt of this inflammatory assault, with oversleeping seniors showing significantly higher rates of arterial inflammation and plaque buildup. The inflammatory damage doesn't stop when you wake up. It continues throughout the day, creating chronic low-grade inflammation that destroys your health from the inside out. This persistent inflammatory state is one of the primary reasons why oversleeping seniors develop multiple health conditions simultaneously, as the inflammation affects every organ system in your body. Martha, a 68-year-old from Denver, noticed constant joint pain and overwhelming fatigue that her doctors couldn't explain until she discovered the connection to her 9-hour sleep habit. When she reduced her sleep to exactly 7 hours per night, her inflammation markers dropped by 35% within just 3 weeks. Her joint pain disappeared, and her energy levels returned to what they had been years earlier. Chronic inflammation from oversleeping doesn't just make you feel bad, it actively accelerates the aging process and dramatically increases your risk of developing heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and various forms of cancer. The inflammatory compounds produced during extended sleep periods damage your DNA, weaken your immune system, and create an internal environment where disease can flourish unchecked. Set your alarm for exactly 7 hours after your bedtime and stick to this schedule every single day, including weekends and holidays, to break the inflammatory cycle that's destroying your health. Start tonight. Every extra hour of sleep is adding inflammatory damage to your body that could shorten your lifespan by years. Sleep factor 2. Extended sleep disrupts critical hormone production. How does oversleeping destroy the hormones that keep you alive and functioning? The answer reveals one of the most dangerous consequences of extended sleep that most seniors never realize is happening. Mayo Clinic studies conducted over 2 decades reveal that sleeping more than 8 hours suppresses growth hormone production by up to 60% in adults over 65, while simultaneously disrupting the production of other critical hormones, including cortisol, testosterone, and thyroid hormone. Growth hormone isn't just important for children, it's essential for maintaining muscle mass, bone density, and cellular repair throughout your entire life. When oversleeping suppresses this vital hormone, your body begins breaking down faster than it can repair itself, leading to rapid muscle loss, bone weakness, and accelerated aging. The hormonal disruption caused by oversleeping creates a domino effect that impacts every aspect of your physical and mental health. The timing of hormone production is absolutely critical for senior health, and oversleeping throws this delicate timing completely off balance. Your body is programmed to release specific hormones at precise times during your sleep-wake cycle. But when you sleep too long, this natural rhythm becomes chaotic and dysfunctional. Research from Johns Hopkins School of Medicine shows that seniors who oversleep have cortisol levels that remain elevated throughout the day, creating chronic stress on their organs and immune system. At the same time, their testosterone levels plummet to dangerously low levels, contributing to muscle wasting, bone loss, and decreased mental sharpness. The thyroid hormones that regulate your metabolism also become severely disrupted, leading to unexplained weight gain, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. This hormonal chaos explains why many oversleeping seniors feel tired and weak, despite getting what they think is plenty of rest. Kenneth, a 71-year-old from Texas, couldn't understand why he was losing muscle mass and developing osteoporosis, despite eating well and taking vitamins. His doctor discovered that his 9-hour sleep habit had suppressed his growth hormone production to almost undetectable levels. Within 6 months of limiting his sleep to 7 hours, his hormone levels normalized and his bone density measurements began improving. Suppressed growth hormone and disrupted hormone production lead directly to muscle wasting, bone loss, cognitive decline, and accelerated cellular aging that can take years off your life. The hormonal damage from oversleeping is often irreversible, making it crucial to address this problem immediately before permanent damage occurs. Limit your sleep to 6.5 to 7.5 hours maximum every night to maintain optimal hormone production and protect your muscle mass, bone density, and mental function. Your hormones are being destroyed with every oversleep session. Change your pattern immediately to preserve the biochemical balance that keeps you healthy and strong. Sleep factor 3. Too much sleep causes dangerous blood sugar spikes. Why does oversleeping turn your blood into a sugar bomb that threatens your life? The connection between extended sleep and blood sugar dysregulation is one of the most dangerous and under-recognized consequences of oversleeping in seniors. Johns Hopkins research conducted on over 10,000 adults demonstrates that seniors who sleep more than 8 hours develop insulin resistance 50% faster than those who maintain 7 hours of sleep per night. When you oversleep, your body's ability to process glucose becomes severely impaired, leading to dangerous spikes in blood sugar that persist throughout the day. This isn't just about feeling tired after eating. This is about creating a diabetic state that damages your organs, blood vessels, and nervous system with every oversleep episode. Your pancreas, already working at reduced capacity due to aging, becomes completely overwhelmed when trying to manage the glucose chaos that oversleeping creates. The physiological mechanism behind sleep-induced blood sugar problems is both predictable and preventable. During normal sleep, your body goes through carefully orchestrated cycles that regulate glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity. However, when you sleep beyond 8 hours, these regulatory mechanisms become disrupted, causing your cells to become resistant to insulin. Research from the American Diabetes Association shows that just 1 week of oversleeping can reduce insulin sensitivity by up to 25% in healthy seniors. This means your body requires much more insulin to process the same amount of glucose, placing enormous stress on your pancreas and creating chronically elevated blood sugar levels. The glucose that should be efficiently processed and stored instead circulates through your bloodstream, damaging blood vessels, organs, and nerve endings throughout your body. Gloria, a 69-year-old from Florida, was baffled when her routine blood tests showed increasingly elevated glucose levels despite maintaining the same diet and exercise routine. Her doctor initially suspected developing diabetes, but when Gloria reduced her sleep from 10 hours to 7 hours per night, her blood sugar levels normalized within just 2 weeks. Her hemoglobin A1C dropped from pre-diabetic to normal range in 3 months. Insulin resistance and blood sugar dysregulation from oversleeping led directly to type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, nerve damage, and kidney problems that can dramatically shorten your lifespan. The blood vessel damage caused by elevated glucose levels is often irreversible, making it essential to address oversleeping before permanent damage occurs to your circulatory system. Wake up at the same time every day, regardless of when you went to bed, to regulate your blood sugar and protect your pancreas from overwork. Every oversleep session is pushing your blood sugar toward dangerous diabetic levels. Act now to preserve your metabolic health and prevent irreversible organ damage. Sleep Factor 4. Extended sleep weakens heart function. How does sleeping too long literally weaken your heart muscle and threaten your survival? The cardiovascular consequences of oversleeping are among the most immediate and life-threatening effects that can develop within months of establishing an extended sleep pattern. American Heart Association studies spanning 25 years show that seniors who consistently sleep more than 8 hours have 30% weaker heart contractions, irregular heart rhythms, and significantly reduced cardiac output compared to those who maintain 7 hours of sleep. Your heart muscle, like any other muscle in your body, requires regular cycles of activity and rest to maintain its strength and function. When you oversleep, your heart spends too much time in a low-activity state, causing the cardiac muscle to weaken and lose its ability to pump blood efficiently throughout your body. This cardiac deconditioning happens gradually, but can lead to sudden heart failure or dangerous arrhythmias without warning. The relationship between oversleeping and heart weakness involves complex changes in your cardiovascular system that compound over time. During extended sleep periods, your blood pressure drops to abnormally low levels for prolonged periods, causing your heart to lose its ability to respond appropriately to the demands of daily activity. Research published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology demonstrates that oversleeping seniors show significant reductions in heart rate variability, which is a critical indicator of cardiac health and longevity. Your heart's electrical conduction system also becomes disrupted by extended sleep, leading to irregular rhythms that can be life-threatening. The reduced cardiac output that results from oversleeping means less oxygen and nutrients reach your vital organs, accelerating the aging process and increasing your risk of organ failure. Raymond, a 74-year-old from California, began experiencing increasing shortness of breath and chest discomfort during routine activities like climbing stairs or gardening. His cardiologist found that his heart's pumping capacity had decreased significantly, but couldn't identify an obvious cause. When Raymond limited his sleep to exactly 7 hours per night, his cardiac function tests showed marked improvement within 8 weeks, and his symptoms completely disappeared. Prolonged sleep weakens your cardiac muscle and increases your risk of heart failure, sudden cardiac death, and stroke that can end your life without warning. The heart muscle damage from oversleeping is often progressive and can become irreversible if not addressed quickly. Use a fitness tracker or smartphone app to monitor your sleep duration and maintain exactly 7 hours per night to optimize heart health and preserve cardiac function. Your heart muscle is weakening with every oversleep episode. Protect it starting tonight to ensure your cardiovascular system can support you for years to come. Sleep Factor 5. Oversleeping accelerates brain deterioration. Why does too much sleep actually shrink your brain and steal your memories? The neurological consequences of oversleeping represent one of the most devastating and irreversible effects on senior health, with implications that extend far beyond simple fatigue or grogginess. Harvard neurologists conducting brain imaging studies over 15 years found that seniors who sleep more than 8 hours show 25% faster brain volume loss and accelerated cognitive decline compared to those maintaining 7 hours of sleep. This isn't just about feeling foggy in the morning. This is about actual physical shrinkage of brain tissue that cannot be reversed once it occurs. Your brain requires precise sleep-wake cycles to maintain cellular health, remove metabolic waste, and preserve neural connections. When you oversleep, these critical maintenance processes become disrupted, leading to accelerated brain aging and increased risk of dementia. The mechanism by which oversleeping damages brain tissue involves disruption of the glymphatic system, which is responsible for clearing toxic proteins and waste products from your brain during sleep. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that while some sleep is essential for brain cleaning, too much sleep actually impairs this clearance system, harmful proteins like amyloid beta to accumulate in brain tissue. These toxic proteins are directly linked to Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Additionally, oversleeping reduces the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein essential for maintaining existing neurons and growing new neural connections. The combination of increased toxic protein accumulation and decreased neural growth factors creates an environment where brain cells die faster than they can be replaced or repaired. Beverly, a 70-year-old from Michigan, noticed increasing forgetfulness and difficulty concentrating that worried her family members. Neuropsychological testing revealed mild cognitive impairment, but when Beverly reduced her sleep from 9 hours to 7 hours per night, her cognitive function scores improved significantly within 3 months. Her memory problems largely resolved, and follow-up brain scans showed no further volume loss. Excessive sleep accelerates dementia development and causes irreversible brain tissue loss that steals your memories, personality, and independence. The brain damage from oversleeping progresses silently until cognitive symptoms become obvious, often making intervention too late to prevent significant loss of mental function. Set multiple alarms exactly 7 hours after your bedtime and get up immediately without snoozing to preserve brain function and prevent cognitive decline. Your brain is literally shrinking with every extra hour of sleep. Save your mind and memories by acting now before irreversible damage occurs. Sleep factor 6. Extended sleep destroys immune system function. How does oversleeping turn your immune system into your enemy and leave you defenseless against disease? The immunological consequences of extended sleep represent a hidden danger that leaves seniors vulnerable to infections, cancer, and autoimmune diseases that can be life-threatening. CDC research involving over 30,000 seniors reveals that those who sleep more than 8 hours have 45% more infections, slower healing rates, and significantly reduced vaccine effectiveness compared to those maintaining 7 hours of sleep. Your immune system operates on precise circadian rhythms that require optimal sleep duration to function properly. When you oversleep, these immune cycles become disrupted, causing your white blood cells to become less effective at identifying and destroying threats to your health. The immune suppression caused by oversleeping is particularly dangerous for seniors because your immune system has already weakened with age, making any further impairment potentially catastrophic. The biological mechanisms by which oversleeping compromises immune function are complex but well documented in medical literature. During normal sleep, your body produces optimal levels of immune-boosting compounds, including natural killer cells, T cells, and antibodies that protect you from infections and cancer. However, when sleep extends beyond 8 hours, the production of these protective immune cells becomes severely disrupted. Research from Yale School of Medicine shows that oversleeping seniors have significantly reduced natural killer cell activity, which is your body's primary defense against cancer cells and viral infections. Additionally, the inflammatory cytokines that increase during oversleeping actually suppress immune function, creating a dangerous cycle where inflammation weakens your defenses while simultaneously damaging healthy tissue. This immune suppression explains why oversleeping seniors are more susceptible to pneumonia, influenza, and other serious infections that can be life-threatening. Harold, a 72-year-old from Arizona, suffered from constant respiratory infections and slow-healing wounds that puzzled his doctors and required multiple rounds of treatment. His immune system tests showed significantly reduced white blood cell function, but when Harold adjusted his sleep from 10 hours to 7 hours per night, his infection rate dropped dramatically and his wounds began healing normally within weeks. Immune suppression from oversleeping makes you vulnerable to serious infections, increases cancer risk, and can trigger autoimmune diseases that attack your own healthy tissue. The immune damage from extended sleep accumulates over time and may not be fully reversible, making it critical to address oversleeping immediately. Maintain exactly 7 hours of sleep every night to keep your immune system functioning at peak performance and protect yourself from the infections and diseases that threaten senior health. Every oversleep session is weakening your body's natural defenses. Strengthen your immunity tonight by limiting your sleep to the optimal duration that preserves your ability to fight off threats to your health. You now understand why sleeping more than 8 hours after 70 can cut 15 years from your life and have the simple solution to optimize your sleep for longevity. The 7-hour sleep target isn't just a number. It's the key to maintaining your hormones, heart, brain, and immune system in peak condition. Making this one change tonight could literally add years to your life while improving your energy, mental clarity, and overall health in ways you'll notice within weeks. If this sleep research shocked you as much as it did me, hit that like button to help other seniors discover this life-saving information. Share this video with any senior friends or family members. You could add years to their life with this simple sleep adjustment. Comment below and tell me how many hours you're currently sleeping each night. I want to know if you're in the danger zone and help you make this life-extending change starting tonight.